Let me ask you a question. What's the most controversial piece of gear in everyday carry? Some people would probably say fixed blades. Some might say firearms. But inside the EDC community, I honestly think it might be the pry bar. Some people swear by them, others think they're one of the biggest wastes of pocket space. So who's right? Today we're going to be talking about one of the most debated tools in EDC, the humble pry bar. Let's get into it. Welcome back to EDC For Beginners, the podcast where we make everyday carry simple. I'm Mikey from MikeyDailyCarry, and whether you're carrying your first piece of gear or you've been in the EDC for years and just want to revisit the fundamentals, you're in the right place. Every week, I break down another piece of everyday carry without the hype, the gatekeeping, or assuming everyone already knows everything. And if you're looking for reviews, unboxings, first impressions, and gear comparisons, don't forget to check out my main channel, MikeyDailyCarry. Now, if you're completely new to EDC, you may be asking yourself, what in the world is a pry bar? Honestly, that's a fair question. A pry bar is exactly what it sounds like. It's a small piece of metal designed for prying, scraping, twisting, opening. Think of it as a tool that takes abuse. So your knife doesn't have to. Because here's the thing, knives are incredible cutting tools. They're terrible pry bars. Now, why do people carry them? The biggest reason, protecting your knife. If you've spent good money on a knife, the last thing you want to do is chip the tip trying to pry open can of paint, scrape dried adhesive off something. That's where a pry bar really comes in handy. You can scrape, twist, pry open, and generally abuse it without worrying. That's what they're built for. And maybe pop a bottle open. Now, from my experience, I'll be honest. When I first got into EDC, I thought pry bars were kind of silly. I remember thinking, who actually carries one of these? Then I started reviewing more gear. I started using them, and then I realized I reach for mine more often than I expected, more times than a knife even, mostly because it saved me from doing something dumb with my knife. Would I say everyone needs one? Absolutely not. But if you're already carrying an expensive knife, a pry bar starts making a little more sense. Let's say you work around equipment, open paint cans, scrape tape residue, remove staples, pry open battery covers, open stubborn lids. Those are situations where a pry bar really shines. Now, if your daily routine consists of working in an office, maybe not so much. Again, carry what works for you. Here's where I think the EDC community sometimes loses beginners. People start showing titanium pry bars, right? Exotic finishes, limited editions, pocket jewelry. And beginners start thinking, I guess I need one too. You don't. Could one make your life easier? Sure. Is it required? Absolutely not. And I think that's important to say because this podcast isn't about convincing people to buy more gear. It's about helping people buy the right gear. Now let's break this down for like a Mikey's take. Do I carry a pry bar? Sometimes. Not always. Do I think they're useful? Absolutely. Do I think they're essential? No. If I were building my first EDC, a flashlight, a knife, a good pen, maybe even a multi-tool would all come before a pry bar. But once you've built your foundation, a pry bar can be a fantastic addition. Just don't feel like you have to carry one because everyone else does. Let's settle the debate. Team pry bar or team no pry bar? And if you're on team pry bar, tell me the most unexpected thing you've ever used for yours. I can't wait to read your answers down in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's episode, I really appreciate it if you subscribe to EDC For Beginners. Every week, we're breaking down another part of everyday carry to help make this hobby easier to understand. And again, if you're looking for in-depth reviews, unboxings, first impressions, bag breakdowns, and all things EDC, head over to my main channel, MikeyDailyCarry. I'll make sure I have linked in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time, carry what works for you. Peace out. Welcome.